And hey, we are the Coalition, loud and proud, civilly disobedient media, broadcasting, well, this morning in Pawtucket, Rhode Island, a city near and dear to the hearts of the Coalition, both viewers and station management. We're going to be having a very special announcement about our relationship with Pawtucket in the coming weeks. But most importantly here, we're sitting with James Diossa, well known to our viewers as one of the folks and a significant player in what I'll call the rebirth, the renaissance, if you will, of CF, aka Central Falls. Coming out of the fires of municipal bankruptcy, working closely with a state committee, working closely with a retired Supreme Court justice. What we've seen here is nothing less than the emergence, I believe, of one of Rhode Island's great downtown success stories. And a lot of it's organic, which is we love at the Coalition. A lot of it's small business people getting together, taking advantage of a rich culture, an affordable downtown and metropolitan area, and creating a community that I believe will, in the next 2 to 3 years, be one of the quote-unquote hot communities here in Rhode Island, both from housing and business, as well as nightlife and restaurants. First of all, thank you, Mayor, for joining me this morning. We're focused here to talk about one particular issue. Of course, we all know that Mr. Diossa is in fact the Democratic candidate for the General Treasurer of the great state of Rhode Island. And in doing so, it occupies something a very special hybrid role. On one hand, the treasurer is integral to public policy. On the other hand, there's that whole walk side of it where you get into the numbers. This past week, he had scheduled a walkabout, if you will, in Narraganset. Unfortunately, weather intervened, where he was going to discuss bond issuance, question 1, which speaks to, if you will, a development of the University of Rhode Island Narragansett Bay Campus. It's a $100 million bond issue. And of course, it focuses around one of the great buzzwords. It's an important word, but the great buzzwords of the 2022 election cycle, which is the blue economy. Again, first of all, thank you for joining us this morning. How's the campaign going?
Good. Thank you, Pat, for the opportunity to always sit down with you. And it's a real pleasure to speak to your viewers and talk about the issues of the day.
That's it. I mean, there's so much conversation about the horse race, handicapping the elections, that at the Coalition we try to focus on the issues, minus the outrage, minus the nonsense, minus the noise. You're a big supporter of this. You're willing to actually go out and hit the streets, if you will, campaigning with legislator DiMario this past week. What is it about the blue economy and, in particular, this bond issue that you're willing to get behind so early in the game?
Yeah. So look at question 1 is about awarding a bond for URI of $100 million so that they can invest in their Oceanography program, build a new building, facilities that will help not only with the studying of our oceans, but also be able to attract faculty around the country to come work at URI. But more importantly, I think this is an important investment, and we have to really be proud of how far URI has come in this space. Not only is it known nationally, but internationally for our great work in the oceanography space. And so $100 million is an important investment. It's going to be good for prospective students. It's going to be good for faculty. It's going to be good for our state and the information that we receive for that. But also it will help guide leaders into making important investments to, like what you said, the blue economy, whether it's the fisheries, wind energy. All of this is important for us to be able to continue to expanding, investing, and ensuring that we are strong for the future.
One of the challenging aspects of these bond issues is that they're, the University of Rhode Island has put together a beautiful video focusing on the vision thing. Have you seen much in the way of specifics in terms of facilities from them? And what are they getting? What it really comes down to is $100 million is a lot of money. Any indication of what physically they're going to create?
Look, I trust the president, Marc, and his board, his full board. I think that More than that, they have a proven track record of being very successful in this space. And I think that the voters, when they look at this question, should see that, we do have a world-class program here at URI, and we need to continue expanding it, investing in it, and I think we've seen a lot of benefits because of it.
I happened, almost by happenstance, to be at the legislature, at the House Finance Committee, when they had the University of Rhode Island present. It was the first time, I believe, that Mr. Parlange had presented before and they had folks from the management of the URI Oceanographic, if you will, program, and they pointed out the fact that there were decades-old equipment. And it's interesting because it's sort of a chicken and egg. You need this expansion before you can attract new investment from outsiders, correct?
Correct. And that's the key to this bond question. We need to not only ensure that our professors and the program have the best technology, the best environment, the best spaces to do this important studies and educate students about the program, but also attract staff from across the world to come to URI, and you can do that by having the best facilities, world-class facilities that will help them attract the talent that they need so that this program can continue expanding and improving.
Dollars are important. We're coming off of a period where there's budgetary largesse due to some, if you will, the economic uncertainties of the pandemic and the significant federal investment that's coming in. So the state publishes numbers, and on a $100 million bond issue, they're claiming that the issuance and the interest over the life of the bond is in itself in excess of $60 million. Is there a better way to finance these? I mean, that's some astonishing math there.
Look, I all I know is that this is an important bond question. This is important to the future of URI, the future of the Oceanography program. I think this is an important investment. It's absolutely. If I become treasurer in January, I want to continue investing in our higher ed institutions because, this is what's going to create a strong Rhode Island. And this is an investment, again, that's very specific and unique and something that we should take advantage of because we have the oceans on our coastline. And so I am all very supportive in question one, and I hope the voters will approve this.
Right. Overall, it's been a fascinating years with Treasurer Magazziner. He is elevated to, well, let's be blunt, politically to a number of folks' surprise. He too is a young man taking office and has in fact generated some of the highest returns of any Treasury Department, much to the frustration of some political opponents. He is, yikes, he's done a pretty good job. There is the concern over bond indebtedness in general, though. Depending on who you speak to, and because obviously the numbers vary, there's the devil's in the details. We are typically in the top 10 in bond indebtedness per individual in state, and in some cases, some rank us as high as third, ironically after Massachusetts and Connecticut. What type of cabinet, if you will you put together to address some of these financial issues which loom large? I mean, who are you going to draw upon from the community or into the investment community?
Well, look, I first have to win in November, but
Fair enough.
As a mayor who really rebuilt a city out of bankruptcy, I knew very well that I couldn't do it on my own, and so putting the best people around me will be a number one priority, and I will do that in the Treasurer's office because I think that the voters of Rhode Island deserve the best, and every decision that I'll make as treasurer will be in the interest of all Rhode Islanders. So absolutely, we'll take a look at all the issues. As you said, Treasurer Magazziner has done a great job, but when I become treasurer in January, I will make my own assessment and take upon a different strategy if needed. But at the moment, we must thank the Treasurer Magazziner for the great 8 years he has done for all of us here in Rhode Island.
And I guess just wrapping it up, these bond issues, in addition to issue one, will you be making additional statements or
Absolutely.
on the other two? The other two?
They'll be coming out in the coming days.
So we look forward to that. That's kind of a harbinger of what potentially are things to come.
Thank you very much, Pat.
Thank you very much for joining us. Again, James Diossa, he is the Democratic nominee to be the General Treasurer of the great state of Rhode Island. Possibly, when you look forward into the next few years, if you had the 2020 foresight, you'd probably say that the Attorney General and the Treasurer face really the biggest challenges in a complex economic unknown. So best of luck.
Thank you very much.